Welcome to The Real Wine Show, a wine game show wrapped in a talk show, wrapped in a podcast about wine. I'm Matt.
And I am Chad.
So our first segment is kind of like Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. We're calling it Spot the Corker, where we read possibly fictitious news pieces and ask each panelist to decide if they're true or false.
The second segment is the emotive blind tasting, where instead of relying on the usual descriptors like what kinds of fruits, how much tannin or acid the wine has, we ask our panelists to taste the wine and tell us a story about the wine based on how it makes them feel, like perhaps a memory, or if the wine were a person, what kind of person would it be?
You know, think of it less of a game show and more of a wild discussion about the wide world of wine. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right.
So let's get started with today's guests. Matt, why don't you do the introductions?
We got Chris Hunter, but before I introduce him, I've been doing Cockney rhyming slang just for the last 2 episodes of this, just so I could actually remember how to pronounce people's names. And for your name, I got punter in it as the Cockney rhyming. Oh, so I'll explain it again. The Cockney rhyming is like if you said bacon and eggs in a sentence, you were referring to legs because eggs rhymes with legs, basically. And so Chris Hunter, punter, as in, Chris eat a duck. And that would be if a punter hit a wobbly ball that looks like a duck flying, a mallard flying through the air.
Do you think this is where rap music will be in 10 years?
Yes, this song will be a hit. This will be a banger. What I just said the past 3 minutes. Chris, you want to tell us about yourself?
Yes. I'm grateful to be back on the show. Thank you for having me back. I work at Vino Volo. I run a wine bar in the airport, actually. So as you can imagine,
The best wine bar in the airport.
The best wine bar in the airport. Talk to me nice. I like that, Chad. I like that, Chad. And as you can imagine, it is quite the unique environment. It's a very transient environment, but at the same time, we have a ridiculous amount of regulars. So it makes it, it's almost a Cheers in the airport, if you will. And so it makes it for some entertaining stories. I'm writing a few books. One's called First World Problems Are the Toughest. It's with it's about people coming into the airport, and they're coming into the wine bar. They have to drink a $40 glass of wine. They have a 4-hour delay. Life is over as we speak. I mean, it's pretty stressful if you think about it, right?
Well, it is stressful though.
It is stressful. It is very stressful.
What dollar per minute in sipping?
What dollar per minute per sipping?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, my philosophy in a general sense in the wine world is if you don't get out of your shell, you're just a nut. So always try new wines. Be excited about wine because that's what it's about.
Well, aren't you also working on, why don't you tell us about, what's it, the
United Vine Kinship.
UVK.
Yeah, that is another project I'm working on. It's actually about pretty much bringing people together. Just kind of how you guys are doing, but do it with music. We're going to pick some really cool venues. And it's about kinship, bringing people together, having amazing dialogue, and also giving back to the communities as well. So giving back to nonprofit organizations, and we're also working on a wine club for it as well. Cool. So it's an exciting. It takes time to build, but we're very excited about this project.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that going to be in like the Detroit metro area, Ann Arbor area?
Yep, Detroit metro area.
Oh, that's cool. And the person you just heard was Travis Reeves.
Hello.
For your Cockney rhyming, I got Leafs. So Travis Reeves, Leafs. It's not great.
That's a tough rhyme.
Yeah, but the sentence is better.
Eminem would have it.
You rake up the Travis yet?
What?
Yeah,
All right.
that's all I got.
Thanks.
Tell us about yourself, Roger.
Okay. I started working in restaurants in '98 and kind of worked my way through. I was kind of fascinated by the industry, and started working in wine programs and doing bar programs and stuff like that. And Eve the Restaurant actually in '03 was what really was the launching point for me. Also when I was 21, that's when I really started getting into wine.
My God, were you that young in those? Oh my God,
That's
that was a great spot though. Those were good times.
It was, yeah. And over the years, with hours how they are in the industry, kind of was looking for another option, especially seeing my wife was a nurse working days. So switched over to retail. I've been working with Plum Market now since 2019. It's my second retail job, and I opened the downtown store at the Ally building, but with the pandemic, that's the financial district, that shut down temporarily, and then online sales were booming. So out of a need, really, became e-commerce beverage coordinator, and I sent out e-blasts and ship wine across the country, and then I also help them with satellite locations, like at the airport and things like that.
Cool. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And then
Also, before we move on, though, I got some compliments for the shirt. He's got the Schramm's Mead Day shirt
Yeah,
on.
I mean-
yeah, Ken does some awesome stuff.
Yeah.
He's right here in Metro Detroit, right? He's Bloomfield, Ferndale. He's now okay.
Yeah, Ferndale. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
they're industry standard. They
yeah.
literally wrote the book on mead production, and I haven't found anything that can really stand up to the concentration that they have. It's incredible.
cool. And then to your left is Diego Aliste.
You got it this time.
So I got for your Cockney rhyming is Saints Feast Day.
That was definitely the best one.
As in, we had a right old time at your nephew's Diego. So that's the Cockney rhyming. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Since last time I was here, where I was working at is no longer. So I'm not going to talk about it. I am now working on a fun project with Luke right over here. We are starting a wine shop in Somerset. If those that know, there's a duality of Somerset. There's the Chick-fil-A side, and then there's the boutique side. We'll be on the boutique end. That should be rounding up shortly. Build out, I think, is going to start anytime now. So however long that takes, we'll be open. Retail.
What's the name of it?
Lutine.
Team. Cool.
Lutine.wine on Instagram. Check us out.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And then we will be focusing on sort of like concierge style of service. Once you get on that end, people just have too many shopping bags, and like we want to take away any sort of anything that has to do with like the pressure of buying wine. We're going to do that. We're also working on a fun website, online retail as well, as well as a resource for media and such. So we're writing our own literature, own guides. We got some cool zines on there. We got some Glue Glue magazine. We are the only ones with it. So, so the Glue Glue.
The what?
Glue Glue. So
Glue Glue. I thought you said Google.
Oh, yeah, no.
Glue Glue. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
they have a fun little magazine, and we're trying to do exclusives in a way that's not pretentious. I think the Venn diagram is a little difficult to do sometimes. So,
I might have some copies of my old zine.
the awkward haiku zine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can send
I have a
those.
copy.
Well, we had the pleasure of having your co-worker Dan was on.
Dan, yeah.
a couple of episodes ago. So yeah,
Great guy.
Dan Reinish. Great stuff. Cool. Are you ready to swing into the first of the news stories?
I do have one.
Matt's ready to go. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Just a reminder: you have to decide if this news story is true or false, and then feel free to riff on the response. Right? And whether it's true or false doesn't matter so much. If it spurs some kind of a thought, give it to us. We're here to talk. So, give it to him.
All right. So this is a little bit of an oldie. No worries. A little bit of an oldie. And this is received knowledge. So it's not really a news that wasn't in, anything. So if you heard it, let's know if it's true or false. While the world was focused on politics in the May of 2017, there was a chalkboard battle raging in the sidewalks of Brooklyn. The natural wine world didn't know what was coming when Dandelion Wine of Greenpoint put out a chalkboard that read, "You don't have to go to Williamsburg to get good wine. Believing it to be a taunt at them, Williamsburg natural wine retailer Vine Wine wrote on their sign, "The wine in Greenpoint is good, but we've got the allocations." Later that afternoon, Dandelion chalk sign had been changed to Dandelion Wines, not a faulty wine in sight, unlike some other shops that are in Williamsburg. The next day, UVA Wines on Bedford in Williamsburg put out a call for peace that read, "Can we calm down? You'd think that Greenpoint and Williamsburg could get along. Where would we be without you? Can we stop the trash talk?" You'd think that should have ended it. However, during the day, some hipsters vandalized UVA's sign to say, "Calm down, Greenpoint. Williamsburg could get along without you trash." Sadly, cooler heads did not prevail. And when the dust settled from the fracas, 3 pieces of chalk were broken, 1 chalkboard was severely chipped, and a sales clerk had moved back to Indiana. In sum, I pose to you 3 one question. Chat, is this real?
I think it's false. I think they're all hipsters. It's not some hipsters.
On that one piece of information.
Yeah, I think that's the one that gave it away for me. I feel like the New York Natties, they're cut from a different cloth. I feel.
Yeah.
All they know is funky orange, chilled red. So
They don't get kind of you have to come up like learning about wine.
yes,
And then you kind of like you are brought into like a few things here and there. You find the cool stuff.
right. They want wine that smells like feet. They don't want foot trotted wine. Huge difference in that. And
So I put an F down, but I'll put an F for foot.
F for foot. Yeah.
What do you guys got? What do you
This
figure?
one has a little bit of RS on it, so
Sorry.
it's delightful.
Oh yeah.
You have to tell us about it. Well,
Residual sugar.
no, I know what RS is. I just
Yeah.
mean like about the wine. Is that one you brought?
Yeah. It's just kind of like Louis Dresner has a very culty portfolio of these like very old school producers, obviously doing the organic biodynamic stuff. This guy makes a bunch of Chenin mostly, but this one is a little bit of Pinot Donis, which I think is what the cool kids are drinking.
That's a red variety, though, no?
Yes, but this is sort of a white
We're the
version.
cool kids.
We're not
Fine cool kids.
Yeah, we're not hipsters.
Not the ones in the story.
Yeah.
There are no skinny jeans.
But yeah, there was a change in operations over at Western Market a couple years ago.
Nice.
So a lot of the mistakes of wines purchased by myself and my colleagues are now on super closeout.
Oh,
so,
I love that.
Yeah, so everything that I brought is from that. So,
Oh, rad.
yeah, please enjoy.
All right.
I was thinking that everything in that story just helps both places with sales. Probably it's like great advertising until
Yeah,
it got
yeah.
to like a Drake and Kendrick Lamar kind
Right,
of thing.
yeah.
And then
That's what I thought initially of that.
They not like us.
I'm gonna go with that it's true.
True. All right. Cool.
Wow.
Chris.
I don't know if I can't be neutral on this. It's tough to be neutral. So even
Neutral
during the
moving train.
even the first comment you made was about the politics was going on that season. Mm-hmm. Who was running that season?
At 17,
That was after the election of 2016
God.
of Donald
Hillary,
Dump. Oh yeah, Hillary. Donald Hillary. And
Donald Hillary.
I
I don't remember that candidate.
We can take shots at the politicians, right? On
think
the
we
show,
can.
it's okay, right? Like it's not going to be too crazy. Not literally or metaphorically.
it can get crazy.
It can get crazy. It's getting crazy right now. I have to go with false.
False. Okay. Well, it's false. It is false. Diego and Chris, you've got how many points do you want each? One?
I wanted
This is
1,000.
one. Diego put 1 up.
I wanted 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah,
All right, 1,000. We'll split the difference.
perfect.
I've only recently learned about this podcast, and I've only listened to a couple episodes, but I feel like it's always false. I just was trying to play the
Interesting.
odds, thinking true has to come up
Really?
at some point.
No,
It's because Matt likes to be very creative on his spare time.
he does. He's a very creative guy. So we're on board with that. So, very good. That was our first round. And let's move into, because we did kind of a quasi-glass check. You told us about, what was the name of that wine, by the way? The Premise is called?
Premise, yes.
The producer is?
Domaine.
He turned it just in time.
Bolivier. Bolivier.
Olivier.
Olivier.
Premise. Yeah, it's luscious. It's quite nice. It's
Yeah.
good. I mean, the sweetness is not off-putting at all. It's good acidity there to keep it
Yeah.
nice and fresh. So
And then I
we
brought
like that.
another Shannon as well with a little bit of RS as well.
Cool. So our next story for you, gentlemen, is called "Oh Hail No." In early May, Chablis was struck by a freakish, quote, a double hailstorm, which destroyed vineyards with ping-pong ball-sized hail. Quote, "It was like something out of the horror movies," said one vineyard worker who reported having to dive for safety under a tractor. Chablis winemaker Julie Fevre stressed that it only lasted a few minutes and that, quote, "the fury was unimaginable, unlike anything we've ever seen. It was crazy, like a Sharknado." Another winemaker in Chablis, Laurent Pinson, said pétanque ball-sized hail hit his vineyards, causing 80 to 85% total destruction. Pétanque, right? It's like bocce balls, like the French bocce thing they play in the South. Pétanque, they're big balls. That's big hail. Okay,
Those are huge hail
that's
balls.
huge hail. It's unreal. Yeah, so 85% total destruction, and that the roof of the winery was also damaged. He went on to say, "Our morale is at rock bottom. We are losing our harvest on the affected plots, and although there will be a harvest, it will only be a small one," he said to Reuters. A statement from the BIVB, the Burgundy Growers Association, assessing the damage 3 weeks after the violent weather, confirmed that around 1,000 hectares of vines were affected, roughly a sixth of the Chablis appellation. Fortunately for consumers, 2023 was a good vintage, both in terms of quality and volume. So there's opportunity to stock up before we run into a Chablis shortage. So the question for the panel is, did a wicked double hailstorm in Chablis this past spring cause massive damage?
Double hailstorm.
Yes,
Man, that
double-
sounds
that's what it
that's
says.
like
It's
a movie. That's a
sounds-
horror movie.
It's something that I don't know. It's big. It's big.
Are you working
Did
on
this-
writing a horror
it's big.
movie?
It's big. I don't know.
Chad, you can tell me.
Look out. Yeah. What do you guys think? Damage in
I
Chablis
mean,
this spring?
Unfortunately, I think it's true because I read about it. I
Sound like we got nerd.
yeah, recently went to of the funner trade shows. It was a Wilson Daniel Burgundy trade show, and everybody spoke about the hail in May. So, not exciting, but I think it is true.
Okay, so Diego's a true on that.
Truth there.
Travis,
Yeah, I
Chris,
heard
we
the
got
same.
saying.
I was going to bite my tongue and see what the panel said, but cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Cats out of the bag. How many vineyards do you guys run across that are affected by moments like this? In the elements, would you say?
Well, a few years back, Sancerre had
Yeah.
like 50 to 75% loss. Was that 2021? I think it was, or 2020?
22 harvest, right?
22. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, I think it's 22 harvest.
I mean, the natural disaster, the wildfires a couple years ago in the Pacific Northwest. One winemaker, forget his last name, but his name is Barnaby over at Tectonic Wines. He actually made a
That's
Rausch wine.
Oregon?
Oregon, yes. He made a smoked wine. Rather than call in the harvest, he said, "I'm going to make a smoky wine." So, and there's mushrooms on the label. It's a very
brisket?
expressive wine. Yeah, they're fun.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's good. It's think of it as like a Rausch beer, almost like a classic German smoked Helles.
There was a wine, a Riesling out of the Columbia Valley that year too. I forget the producer, but it was called Heavy Water, and it was a skin contact Riesling.
I've had that before.
Yeah, right?
Bright label, orange wax.
Oh,
cap.
yeah. Yep, orange wax. Yep, like that.
point.
that anybody, there's a point.
I mean, the little guys always struggle because of that as well. Like, so it's, I mean, like Michigan is still like a upcoming region.
It's true.
And still people are trying, and so that's all I always think about that because you're not like an established region. Established regions they have notoriety. People know about them. They also have grapes that are held back. And so in any sense, when a new region's starting, especially like Michigan, I think the consistency has got better than ever before now.
Oh, yeah.
If you like versus if you I was going there 10 years ago, and now these days it's just because there's just more juice and they're figuring it out. But I mean, especially Michigan definitely runs into issues, as we know how our weather can be.
It's like, if in Michigan you fuck around, you find out. But like,
to say the least.
Sometimes in Oregon, Washington, you can do that and then people still buy it.
Yeah, I think it was about 5 years ago that Michigan had a real quick drop in temperature where, the ground didn't get the frost yet, and it got right down to the rootstock and killed a bunch of stuff. I know two lads had
vines were splitting.
Yeah, two lads had to like bring in grapes from Oregon or something.
Yeah, that year was wild. It was about that year. It was about 70% or something. They had to go get grapes from Oregon.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the plants; it was like down to the roots. Yeah, so
it was problematic.
Vine loss. Yeah. In fact, we had on episode 5, I guess, of this season, we had Andrew Backlund from Modalis. And he was saying that one of the big things that he's facing is erratic weather, right? So those really big extremes. He doesn't worry so much about like the deep freeze like you're talking about, Travis, that was causing like the vines to split and killing the vines. But it's just more of the extreme swings, going from hot to cold, and that's what they're working or dealing with. To your point, Chris, that's what they have to deal with out there. So
quick question: Are you guys anti, like when you guys are doing buying? Do you guys, when that happens, do you still support no matter what if they have to go out of the state, and if it's not all estate grown? Do you say no? That's just the year I'm not gonna be messing with. I always think about it in terms of a vintage standpoint because vintage is always an interesting conversation. I think about it all the time when people come in and they'll literally say, "Oh, this is a bad year," and I'm like, just because and that's why I always want to question. I'm like, well, it's not necessarily a bad wine.
Right.
You might have heard of a bad year, but it doesn't mean that this particular wine is bad. And so that's a whole other conversation that I always want to bring to the forefront. Will you just not buy at all, or will you? It just depends on the wine or what it delivers, and even So, the panel to the question of the panel.
I think if there's upfront transparency, if you're familiar with Papier, he makes really awesome Muscadet. Yeah. I think last year he literally had a cuvee, something in the lines of like friendship or something like that, where he was like, he didn't use the word bad. I think he used the word like rough or something like that. So he purchased fruit from his neighbors, and he was like, this isn't my Briord. It's not my like single like estate stuff, but he was really honest about it. And I that's really cool to me.
Transparency is everything in the wine world.
Because if you tell me that like it was a shit vintage and you still bottled it and are charging the same, I can read between those lines really quick, and then I'll make a decision. But if you're like upfront about it, or purchase fruit, it's similar to that, where it's like you could be this great winemaker, but if you just tell me what it is, I like it. I support that.
I love that. Transparency is everything.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say. So I'd say, guys, pour yourself the blind right now. The blind? No, we're gonna do a couple more, but they'll have a chance to kind of get in touch with this wine, and then I'll read a noted.
Get in touch with the wine.
We'll do one noted, and then go back to a couple stories. What do you think?
Well, yeah, but they need something to drink.
No, this is what they're drinking. The blind. I think we can do 2 segments.
He makes the rules, right?
Guys, we can do it all. Whatever you want to do. It's our world.
I guess we won't have any glass check.
Oh, fair enough. We can go back to glass check. Dang. All right. Well, the wine is poured.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
Dang. My bad. Well, okay. Because this will be really fun. Because we're talking about, bad vintages, and this is a fun tasting note.
If I may just say before we move on to that too, in terms of quote unquote bad vintages, I think a lot of times people hear just overall scores of recognizable regions like in Bordeaux or Napa or something like that.
Right.
And I think in particular with something like Bordeaux, it's there's less crop that was used to make a wine, so it was more hand selected in a way. Maybe it's meant for early consumption, whereas some of the top vintages you shouldn't touch for 10, 15 years plus. So it's definitely a conversation, not so much of just a black and white thing. Where a lot of consumers might not be aware of that so much. They just hear those talking points.
Right. That's not from there, and then exactly. But I am going to say, for the next segment, this is called Noted. I'm going to read a tasting note from a wine critic, and then from the the flavors and everything that's described. This is new from you, Chris, actually.
This is a great question.
Yeah.
I can already tell.
Yeah. And then I'm going to, you can either like up front say, I got it. I know what wine,
It's a great
vintage,
question.
and what region it's from. Or you can just say, all right, we'll wait for the multiple choice. And there is a multiple choice portion, and you can deduct kind of from there. So here's the tasting note. This is a superb wine, offering up a distinctly low octane bouquet of cassis, black raspberries, pepper, raw cocoa, stony soil tones, and a nice top note of smoked meats. On the palate, the wine is deep, full-bodied, nascently complex, with a fine core, impressive focus and grip. Very fine-grained tannins and excellent balance on the very long and soil-driven finish. This is young, but is going to be stunning when it is ready to drink. 2027 through 2070, 94 plus points, and it was written in 2016.
Through 2070, my ass.
All right. Anybody got something off the top?
Baccarat.
Okay. I'll write that down.
Well, a couple things stood out to me, like the coconut, makes me think of what kind of oak treatment's getting. The pepper kind of stands out a little bit. I'm still gonna marry on that. Just
I can reread, and there are like note. You can take notes if you want.
that's what these are for.
I thought you were talking about this wine.
No,
So
that'd be
I
awesome.
thought I was having a stroke because everything you said was red. Yeah, okay.
I have another noted one that we didn't get to in the last episode that was a white wine.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. And it just would have thrown everything off. So the options are 2016 was when it was written. Edmund St. John's, Syrah, Barsati Ranch, El Dorado, California. 2012, Jean-Claude Marsan, Rouge, Saint Joseph, Northern Rhone. 2011, Capilano, Barbera de Alba. Is it Djibouti? Or, no.
Shake
What's that?
Shake Djibouti, the
Oh, yeah.
Frank Zappa?
Yeah.
No?
I thought you were saying it's from the country. Djibouti.
I like that
Djibouti.
reference.
He was the he was a winemaker that year, from the Piedmont. And then 2009, Ortovin Les Talades de Cal Nicolau, Picpoul Noir from Monsanto,
Picpoul Noir.
right?
What?
I just found out about it.
I don't know about
And it's
Picpoul
going to
Noir.
sell her until the 70s.
From Spain? Yeah. Who's going to call that? Who would call Monsant Picpoul Noir for 50 years? This is not my question. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
So I'll reread the tasting notes so you can these wines that are available that it may be, and now I'll reread the tasting notes. Okay, low octane bouquet of cassis, black raspberries, pepper, raw cocoa, not coconut, raw cocoa, stony soil tones, and a nice top note of smoked meats, not soiled meats, smoked meats. On the palate, the wine is deep, full-bodied, and nascently complex, with a fine core of impressive focus and grip. Very fine-grained tannins and excellent balance on the very long, soil-driven finish. It's young, stunningly complex, Yes.
Sounds like the Syrah.
It sounds like that to me, except the low octane stands out, but I'm going to go with that too.
You could switch. I mean, you could do something unique if you would. You can go for like the Peak Pool Noir. Have you ever tried a Peak Pool Noir, Diego? What's up?
Fine, Diego.
I
te
have
pasa?
not.
You're in the hot seat, baby.
What's up? What's up?
Chris has some games.
I have not had it. I guess context. There's a lot of synonymous things that lead to like earthy red. So going Syrah. I love the St. John wines. I've had some older stuff. My radar is kind of going off a little bit.
You guys are all right. You're all correct. You got it. Woohoo! Darn it.
That's not a bad thing.
Which
Sorry,
specific,
what
were there
was
two
it?
Syrahs?
What's that?
What was it?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the 2014 Edmund St. John's Syrah, Barsati Ranch, El Dorado, California.
I guess it doesn't surprise me that would be a little bit lower ABV or something in terms of the low octane because of their style. So,
But
it
somebody
still
called
fits.
it as a 55-year wine? That's absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Edmund St. John's too, but that's absurd.
Can we talk about Pig Pull Noir? Any
Yeah,
reference
let's do it.
point?
I don't have.
I'm looking at Matt.
I've had a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Here you go.
So when I was researching, in order to do these, I have to come up with 3 other wines to figure out what it's going to be like. I was like, okay, Monsanto. Let's see what's from the area. I was like, maybe something's light and bright. And I do most expensive wines on Wine Searcher. And Picpoul Noir just came up in the search. Wow. Like, what is that? So it is completely different than Syrah. It's kind of a high acid, cranberry kind of like, focus grape. It has some other names, but I just liked.
Is it grown in the same area, like Languedoc, or is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Okay.
So
And
it's
then-
also in Languedoc. It's known as like Picpoul Negra and like a couple other of those, like, they just translated it to Spanish.
Really cool.
Basically.
Yeah.
So,
Really cool.
yeah. Tinto. Yeah, right. Cool. No, it is. Yeah, that's all I got.
So let's go back. We're gonna, since we've switched up the program here, let's just jump into this blind because I see that Diego, you finished it up, and
Do you need more, Diego?
You
I
guys
can pour
need
you
more,
some
yeah.
more,
you
man.
want a little more?
Silly thing I just did.
Because of course, with the blind tasting, this is what we call the emotive blind tasting segment. So we're asking you guys to give us some feedback on this wine based on how it makes you feel, right? So we don't want you to talk about like the fruit or the acid structure and any of that kind of stuff. We want you to have an emotional response to the wine. Tell us about how it makes you feel. Lacking that, if you don't have that kind of response, do describe the wine as if it were a person. Okay, so what kind of person would the wine be? That's your option, right? You guys know. You've been here before, Travis. That's the story. Emotional response, or what kind of person is it? Diego, you housed that wine, so
yeah.
I'm thinking maybe you have.
I think so. I
Are
think
you
it's
feeling
like
ready to go? Tell us about it.
I don't know. Thinking kind of like a carefree shopper, somebody that shops carelessly the way that I.
Is careless the same as carefree? Yeah.
In a sense, I think they
okay.
coexist together. Shopping. I don't need a receipt. Kind of person. Measures once, cuts once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, definitely. There's like, not to bring a tasting note, but like a creamier kind of side. I'm assuming mallow.
He's breaking the rules.
No.
Well,
Well,
so this is your carefree shopper and Lutine. This is
I think so. Yeah. To bring it
This
back
is a
full
target
circle.
audience for you.
Somebody that is like leaving the peasant side and going into get their Rolex. I think is going to open up, or they open
like
up
that.
shortly.
So mallow, full of malice. It's a
Yeah.
customer full of malice.
Yeah,
Is what
a malicious
come in.
intent, but they're always happy. There's
does
a
seem
there's a
malicious.
sense of glowiness that I get out of this. Of you know, almost like euphoric, like a shopping spree almost, you know.
They had a
Again, where you
glow
make purchases. As somebody who is very materialistic, I go through this almost
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
In wanting to spend without my wife really. She finds out what I get, you know. I never tell her what happens.
They were ghosts. They're just ghosts in the, you know.
They find out. That's true.
Yeah.
Chris, Travis, what do you guys? How are you responding to this wine? Anybody want to comment?
How you
on
feeling,
that?
Travis? What are you thinking about this wine?
I'm actually kind of getting a person too. I feel like like a Marilyn Monroe type. It's kind of
Whoa.
there's a little class
That
there.
fits.
There's
Yeah.
some voluptuousness.
My person is wearing
There's
a romper.
platinum blonde kind of thing. There's a
Platinum-
sexiness to it.
Platinum blonde, sexy. Wow. All right. Get kinky, baby.
Curvy, yeah. Long legs,
Bacon and eggs.
bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Wow, that's really these are interesting. Chris,
My turn.
tell
Oh
us.
man.
Yeah.
Well, a few things. It actually reminds me of this lucid flying dream I had the other day. Yeah, so we'll get into that. But then it actually we'll get into that. And then it reminds me of this moment when I went out to San Francisco and you know Davis, right?
Davis.
Used to be the Psalm at Black Pearl a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And he went
I
out
do
to
know
San
Davis. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, and so
That was
he's
a long time ago.
so he it was long. So he was showing me around the city, and of course he wants a blind taste me, and so it reminded me of that he was, and of course he wants to give me a grape, you know, that doesn't even really exist in a region that, you know, it's not really grown. So he gave me a chasselas from Northern Rhone.
Right. Yeah.
And this is what it reminds me of. So that energy,
the Northern Rhone chasselas of my dreams.
Northern Rhone chasselas of my dreams.
I really do like the chasselas. I like the chasselas reference there.
Yeah, it captures some of the energy and the vibrancy. I think that you and Diego were talking about too.
Except
so.
maybe Swiss or something, not.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a lot of flying? Does Vino Volo give you a lot of flying dreams? Is that like a
No, it
being
is
in the airport and everything? Are you like
it is
often?
it is interesting. I literally lucid dream, so I can control my flying dreams. And so I've seen some of the, and so this actually reminds me of a dream where I saw one of the most gorgeous views within it. And so I was like, I don't know what dimension I am. I don't know what kind of metaphysics this is, but the feel of it reminds me actually of this lucid dream where I was seeing some of the most gorgeous views, and the houses actually were all triangle, so almost looking like pyramids in a sense. So it was really interesting. But this wine reminds me of that in a sense, and just outside of the box a little bit. I have a idea of what I would call it in terms of where it's from.
Feel free to go ahead and jump into that. That's the next part of the tasting. If you guys feel like you recognize the wine or want to give it a call, give it a shot.
I mean, I did say this Northern chasselas, and now I think it might be be Savoie actually, and I'm gonna go with Roussan from Savoie.
I like that.
Potent.
That is good.
Diego, Travis, you want to take a stab at what it might be?
Both the weight, the floral component.
And there's a slight oxy edge
yeah.
to this too, isn't there? Oxidative. I mean, I say oxy because I'm lazy.
Not the other oxy.
Yeah, it's not OxyClean. Thank God, no.
Oxycodone?
Not that.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that oxy too. Yes, yeah. Sorry, I'm old by the way. I just do laundry.
That's a new one. I don't know about laundry.
I mean, I was
What's that
thinking
drug?
kind of a Rhone element there. Like Roussan does make sense. Actually, the chasselas does. I think you've got a couple great options there. I'm going to go with Northern Rhone White. And I'll just stick with that.
Very cool. All right.
Maybe something a little older.
Some age on
From
it.
the Loire, maybe. Malone de Bourgogne, perhaps.
Aged, yeah. Well, you were talking about Peffier earlier.
Yeah, a
so
little bit older.
Your mind is tracking there. Huh?
Through my peers, Jared Guild and Putnam Weekly,
Word up.
we have consumed Muscadet by the fucking liters. So my palate, I think,
Comes in liters.
leads to that more often than not.
I might have to do a 10 by 10 with Putnam. I've been trying to get him on.
Good luck.
I feel like I'm scaring him more.
Yeah.
But asking.
He hasn't heard your jokes yet, Matt.
Oh, yeah, maybe. What if I just in text messages, I'll just read him my jokes.
Tell him your
time.
jokes, and then tell him how you have his name in that, and then in the scheme, and then you'll have him.
Oh,
That
good
be-
idea. You have to come. Right. Or else it all falls down.
Well, good. Well, let's find out what we did have in there. Who wants to unveil that? I think Jake Molly brought this down. Didn't you, Jake? Yeah? Right on. So, yeah, Travis has it, and will unveil for us and let us know what this sexy, blonde, energetic, what else do we
Sexy
have?
blonde, energetic.
Chasselas from the Northern Rhone or from Muscadet.
Bouzeron. It's a Grand Vin de Bourgogne.
Makes sense.
2015.
Cool. Really cool.
Who's
It's
the
tasty, by the
producer
way.
of that 15 Bouzeron?
Maison Chanzy.
I'm going to have to give it to Diego for calling
Maison
Bourgogne, or Melon de Bourgogne.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's supposed to be a cousin to Chardonnay,
Cousin,
right?
yeah.
Or it might also be the same thing.
Even though it had
I broke the rules and said mallow, so.
Right.
it had some rich color to it, but like with the rim being clear and stuff, I didn't think it had that age.
Wait a minute. But the Bouzeron's not Chardonnay, you're saying?
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
was saying Malone is also known. Sometimes they think that it's still.
Chardonnay?
Aligote.
Oh, it's Aligote. Bouzeron always Aligote. Okay, thank you for the correction, guys. Cool. So Aligote, are you saying that might be related to Melon de Bourgogne?
No, I think he was
that-
talking about.
I was talking about Chardonnay, so I'm wrong. I'm completely.
Is there
wrong.
different
Negative
Chardonnay is
50
an interesting
points.
question, and I think about it from the perspective of when there's like all these different clones, and so it's even when we start to figure out even the Cannonau from Sardinia, you figure out they had a reference for that where they were saying it was this varietal, and now they're like realizing it's its own thing. And so it's really fascinating. I think about it from. Do you guys run into this a lot? Where you guys
Grenache or
exactly exactly
birthplace
right.
of Grenache, but then they're like, oh, it's actually different.
Or even if a cousin of, or even like if we're talking about. I mean, obviously Pinotage, Pinot Noir, Cinsault, but it's like even the cousin of, and I don't know if that happens as much as like with the main varietals. So if that happens too, where there's actually cousins of or different strands, but it's similar, related, but they just call it Chardonnay, obviously, because it's like, it's gonna sell,
Right.
so let's call it Chardonnay.
Right. That's fair.
What's interesting about this one, too, I think, is that this is a 2015,
Correct.
you said, Travis? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, what does that say there? My eyes are so big. Clos de la Fortune. It's a monopole in Bouzeron. Anyway, it's a surprise that 2015 that this has it's quite lush. I mean, it feels very ripe, which is a characteristic I associate kind of more, climate changey. I mean, 2015, sure, but I'm surprised by the ripeness in this wine. I like it, though. I think it's quite good. It's got a little bit of oxidative edge, and it's handling it really nicely. Thank you, Jake. It's a really cool wine. So let's do another, because do you want to give a score update, by the way, or how's everybody feeling over here?
Well,
we need
if
some
I'm
new-
negative, then I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, right? Tell them the truth, Matt.
I paid you under the table earlier, Matt. Remember that?
Well, and then of course Chris is in the lead. With
I voted for you for all of the meme
I'm
Olympics.
not in the meme Olympics. I'm not a person in the meme Olympics. I'm Matt Coor. That's something else.
Is this a they not like us wine or what? They not like us. Is this?
Which side is it on?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of division in any sense, but come on, Kendrick Lamar, Body, Drake, let's get real.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
You have
know
a number
that,
one
right?
song or something like.
They not like us. They literally played it at the Olympics at the basketball team when they're dominating everybody. They not like us when they beat Canada.
Oh, the spying
Yeah,
team.
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, in soccer, that's a different sport.
Can you believe they almost lost to South Sudan? That's incredible.
Speaking of
That
sports,
was amazing.
the score update. Chris has. Well, I'm gonna say like
Googleplex.
238.
Infinity points.
Diego's and well, let's say second. I know him more, than I do
You
Travis.
just have an infinity symbol.
And he's at like 237.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, neck and neck. Travis, you're at like, I'm gonna say 9.
Okay.
So you got a lot of
I got some work to do.
work to do.
Well, here's one for you guys.
Damn,
okay?
9 when there's only 3 of us? That's
We'll get
crazy.
back to our stories
Yeah,
here.
I
our
did
true-
get the Syrah right.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it should be way
Do I
more
get
than
a
that. Yeah.
pizza slice for that?
Here's a guy.
Pizza slice.
This guy knows the show. He knows the show. Give him a slice.
A slice of 10. 19.
We tried. All right. So getting back to our true false stories, you guys did a great job on the blind tasting, the emotive blind tasting. Thanks, guys, for that. It was brilliant. This next story, though, our true false for you, is called, and this is very much related to what we just had to drink. This is called a beef bourgogne. A beef bourgogne. Okay. At a recent Wine Media Awards event held in Beaune, Eric Asimov of the New York Times made a dig at acclaimed wine critic and author Jancis Robinson, igniting a feud that is rocking the wine world. Okay? Rocking the wine world.
Ooh. It needs to be
A
rocked
lot of
little bit.
turmoil in these questions.
Ooh, it's heavy. After losing out to Jancis in one category award, Asimov made a snide remark to a friend, which was caught in a recording by a YouTuber attending the event. Was that Matt? We don't know. Maybe it was Matt. We don't know. Matthew. It was his snide remark was caught by a YouTuber. In the clip widely shared on X, formerly Twitter. They still say that all the time, but that's what it is. On X, formerly Twitter, Asimov is heard saying, quote, "Jesus, her hair is so awful. Those shitty bangs. She looks like a thinning, weedy knockoff of Anna Wintour," end quote. Needless to say, Jancis did not take the crack well, and on her website, recapping the event, made comments critical of a, quote, deplorable American news media wine culture, comments which were clearly aimed at Asimov, although he was not named specifically. After the spat was reported online by the site Punch, fans of each critic began drawing up on sides, and a full-on flame war erupted across social media and the memeverse, with depictions of Jancis Robinson as having Lego plastic blonde hair pieces, and Asimov being called a, quote, bald, white RuPaul-looking motherfucker, end quote.
I hope it's true.
Man, I hope this is true, too. I'm going with it.
Rumors suggest Asimov has reached out to Jancis to apologize, but it's unclear whether she has taken his call, as neither have commented further on the dust-up. Whether this episode spells trouble for Asimov at the Times, an organization already riven with scandal and averse to controversy, remains to be seen. But with such notables as Princess Catherine weighing in defense of Britain's treasured critic, quote, "I think Ms. Robinson is an absolutely lovely woman," Kate said, "there are signs this isn't over yet." So, the question to you, panelists, dear panelists, is did Eric Asimov refer disparagingly to Jancis Robinson's hairdo? That's the question. And we're looking for answers.
Is this a superiority complex that happens in the wine world where everybody thinks they're better than each other? And
I don't know. All I know is that some YouTuber caught it was over. That's what the story says. Was that you, Matthew?
It was a
YouTuber.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And then British royalty has to get involved?
Yeah, it's deep. What do you guys think?
Can I vote?
Oh, true.
Go ahead, man. Yes, you can vote. You want to weigh in first?
I'm gonna say false
I'm going
on
false.
that one. Like, it's good.
But you don't think Jancis Robinson has a shitty hairdo?
You had a lot of fun with it. Like, if it was a Gawker piece, it'd be a little different, Like, punch. You put that in there. Like, it was good, man.
What was the category he lost to, I wonder?
I'm sorry, those details were not covered. All we know about is what was reported here. So that's all we have to work with, guys.
I mean, does this exist in the wine world, though? So this energy sometimes does exist in the wine world where everybody cuts each other down, or you have certain people that pay people to get certain points.
Oh, I forgot.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
So the point being, it's feasible.
Yes.
But you still got to call it.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
should.
It didn't happen, but I wanted. I
did
kind
not
of
happen.
wanted to like in one of my lucid dreams. I think it
Okay,
happened.
it might happen. Okay.
I've got ground to make up, though,
Travis?
so you got to go the other way.
Yeah.
I'm going false.
Okay, you're also false. Okay.
Yeah, first thing was truth. Depends if was there any drinking involved. I'm a firm believer in liquid courage.
I would. I mean, it said it was a wine awards show, a recent wine media awards event. So
Yeah.
it stands to reason.
Yeah, I think sometimes you say things that you want to say, and I feel like the liquid helps sometimes. So I'll be the odd one out and say true.
Because you believe Jancis Robinson looks like thinning, weedy Anna Wintour? Is that what
No comment.
Okay. Well, very good. That's thank you for your replies. It is a false story. It is something that, yeah, I just kind of pulled out. I don't know why. I like Jancis Robinson. I'm not trying to diss. Her hair always struck me as kind of funny. Nobody else? Anybody else?
You've been wanting to. You've been
pretty
wanting
well
to write a
selected.
piece about her
A
for
little
a
bit.
hot minute,
A little
haven't
bit.
you? You can tell us.
A little bit.
Chad, it's okay.
Okay,
Did
thanks.
you write that
Forgive
question?
me.
Somebody had to throw shots at her. I think. I don't think she. Yeah.
She
I mean,
stops.
she's still
She
sticking
stops.
with like the 20-point scale, you know?
She stops. So
She goes to the beat of her own drum.
She can take it, yeah. All right, cool. Well, very good. Well done, guys. We had two people called it false. Diego, we're sorry you're a little on the wrong side of that one, but not bad. Before we move on, glass check. What have you been sipping on? We had the blind, and you moved on to, or if you want to comment on something you had before.
I want one of these lovely people over there to bring me a wine from that table. I feel like my table's.
Did you try clapping your
limited.
hands?
I didn't want to do all that. I didn't
Try
think that
this
would
one
have
if
been
you'd
really
like.
sweet or empathetic. I have tried this, but I do want to try it again. Actually, that's.
This one comes with a little story, if we have a second.
Yeah, give
We
us a
have a
story,
second.
Travis.
We
Go
like
right ahead.
stories.
What do you
All
have
right,
there?
so-
That looks like what's that,
This is
cigar
a-
volant?
Yeah,
What is that?
2015, the Cigar Volant.
Is that the alien
Oh,
story?
the 15.
Yeah.
Nice.
The alien? I like alien
It
stories.
is, yeah.
Tell us the story.
Cosmic stories are great.
We did that as a story on the
Oh, nice.
show, and everyone's like, yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, so, the cigar story is, the short end of it is that in Chateauneuf-du-Pape, flying saucers are illegal, and they call flying saucers cigars there. So this is a Randall Graham, part of the Rhone Rangers tribute to Chateauneuf-du-Pape. This is a Grenache Syrah Mourvedre Cinsault, I think a little bit like 4% Cinsault. But I actually first of all, I bought this wine because it had a screw top and it was not in any condition that I could certify, so
Nice.
I bought it online. And I'm like, well, I'd like to see, how a wine is aging with screw top, because he's always done screw top. He's been a
Right.
big proponent of that. And I just find it to be interesting.
Oh yeah, Michael Brabant could certify it. Oh, no.
ahead.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, nowadays with the caps they have, it can regulate how much air is
Yeah.
getting in there and everything. It's pretty remarkable. But so there was during the pandemic, there was it's called Underground Cellar in San Francisco. This guy named Jeff Shaw started that really blew up with all the people staying at home and ordering wine online. So kind of the short end of it is that he had an idea of like the golden ticket. Like people would buy, wines in a set, and they might have the chance of getting upgraded to something crazy like Screaming Eagle. So they were doing great, doing.
I mean, you
awesome
could come
sales.
in and buy like a bottle of Domaine de Castagnol
Well, I mean,
for like
you'd get shipped like
Oh,
a set, like
I
we're
see.
sending you Rioja or something, or like.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
and then also people did buy specific things, but they might get upgraded on one of the bottles or something like that. So they stored wine there for people free of charge until they wanted to ship it. Well, one of the lenders called in an $8 million loan, and they went bankrupt. So the interesting part of this is this went to court as this long legal battle that the court decided that the people that purchased that wine didn't own it. It's part of that 9/10 of the law is possession. So the company that was What was that?
Wait a minute. So people had received this golden ticket wine.
Well, they bought wine that was sitting there at the cellar at this place,
Yeah.
and they hadn't received it yet because they hadn't shipped it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But all of a sudden they went bankrupt, and it
so
was just
they-
sitting there.
Yeah, okay. And they didn't own it yet.
Yeah,
I see.
And now they were telling them with this company that was put in charge of regulating this bankruptcy that it was going to be a 20% or 21% increase over market value to purchase the wine back, plus 3% of credit card and shipping and all that kind of stuff. And people had like $60,000 worth of wine there and stuff.
Yeah, because they'd already paid their memberships.
Yeah, they had already paid for the wine. It's just sitting
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
But now
yeah.
they're being told they have to pay all this extra to get their wine, and they were paying for under market price. So it went to court and stuff, and a lot of people lost their wines. So there was a clearing out of a lot of this stuff, and I feel bad for buying somebody's wine, but I got this for $14 including the shipping. I got 15 and 16.
You don't feel that
Sierra
bad. It's
Blanc.
tasting pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he brought that shit here, didn't he?
I mean it was gonna sell. It's not like
You weren't drinking it at home in shame. You're like, no.
no.
Sucks for them.
Yeah, so that's the story with this one.
We all believe in aliens, right? Do you think aliens drink wine? Let's go. Anybody? Anybody?
Oh,
Aliens drink wine?
If grapes evolved the same way, if there's like a product. I mean, I know the gin and tonic is universal.
Something fermented for sure.
Yes, something fermented for sure. So, yeah, if there are, if there are aliens, and if plants evolve the same way, if there's sweetness. That's too much of an answer. Yes, they drink wine.
They have sweet tooths
They
apparently.
do
Yeah.
really good. The natural Pinot Gris they do too is really good.
The aliens.
Bonnie Doon.
Oh, Bonnie Dude.
Bonnie Doon.
They just got busted by the Food and Agriculture for
man.
putting orange wine on their boxes, because the product is not made of oranges. So there was a big recall on the retail boxes, not
Wait,
the wine,
what?
but
Right.
the box itself.
Oh,
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
Nobody bought that thinking it was orange juice or whatever. What? One person?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's at a grocery store, and you do.
And it says orange wine.
You do progressive marketing. You put it next to the oranges. As to who the whistleblower was, they're not. I'm not with them.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, they had to like remake all the
Oh,
boxes.
that's terrible.
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry.
That
Yeah,
sounded like
amazing.
some inside information, Diego. You sure you're not with them in any sense?
Chris, what is that in your glass right there? What is that? It's a deeply amber colored wine. What is that?
What, this one?
No, man, that's red.
Oh yeah.
said that?
What was that you brought me? That was crazy. That you put
here's
in my
Matt.
glass. Whatever you put in my glass was wild style.
Matthew, why don't you want to come just tell us?
Yeah.
You can speak into.
Don't be shy. Come talk in the mic. Don't be a shy guy.
Biodynamic producer called Gorilla Retro.
Yep.
This is a blend of Zelen, Panella, which are only from Vipava in Slovenia, Ribula, and Malvasia Istarska.
Come on. Wow. Yeah, I didn't blind taste that. I was like, whoa, this is different.
Cool. So a Slovenian skin contact wine. Yeah, cool. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, gentlemen, we're pretty close to time here. You want to squeeze one more question? How's the scores looking? Can we get do we need a
Is there a
decisive-
bonus round?
We
There has
could.
to be, right?
We could do one.
How you feeling? You guys want to do a bonus?
We're feeling
let's
pretty
do it.
good. We're all feeling good.
What do you have something brilliant, Matthew? I don't know. What do you have?
We'll find out.
Pick one of the true stories.
All right.
One of the true stories. See if you picked up on that. Pick one of the true ones.
Here's a true story, or a false story. Archaeologists have unearthed a secret wine cellar at Monticello. Some of the objects found therein may just vindicate the legacy of Michael Broadbent and Harvey Rodenstock. 50 bottles of wine engraved Th.J. and a logbook claiming the wines are from 1789 Chateau Lafite. The wines are whatever. I had to national treasure my way in, said Doreen Hurst, chief archaeologist. It was ridiculous. There were 3 puzzle doors and a stupid Indiana Jones-style dumbwaiter, that had the final logbook. Oh, and if we didn't solve them perfectly, the ceiling would collapse. Or at least that's what what Jefferson wrote to a letter to somebody. Anyways, after using a scope, the team and I decided the old puzzle doors weren't worth finding a cryptology guy for. I'm not Laura Croft, and this isn't a movie, so we hired an excavator and took the ceiling off, she said. I didn't know the logbook. I don't know what the logbook says, or if the wine is real. Those things have to be verified by some wine nerd, Hearst said. Although the wines have yet to be verified, if they turn out to be the genuine article, then the bottles that Michael Broadman certified, like the 1784 THJ Dechem, perfect in every sense, color, bouquet, and taste, is what he said, might have some legitimacy. So, to this panel, I ask another question. Is there soon to be a bombshell dropped? Or has a fat lie just been set before you?
Well, that's the show. And if you want...
That sounds like our system, a big fat lie, man. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see how that one's true. I mean, they recently found another shipwreck that had a bunch of wine on it and stuff, but something like this is just too over the top.
It's a little bit over the top.
All right, let's have fun with it. Diego, what do you
Diego
think?
wants to say true, though.
Yeah.
Now that you put it
Diego,
on-
say true.
Yeah,
You
I
got
played-
this.
Yeah.
You have to.
I can only imagine this person just like reading something and then just saying like this is a clue, and then the Declaration of Independence is first, and then it's the wine that they're
I
finding.
was gonna say
so.
U.S. treasured it
Yeah.
instead of national treasure, but like, oh no, that's too like fun.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, all right, it's false. I guess the timer went off.
No way.
Yeah, we're at an hour, so...
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Time flies when you're having
Yeah,
fun and drinking a bunch of wine.
Thanks for having
It is
us.
also hot. I think we're all kind of running out of steam a little bit. So, thanks for coming on. And this has been season 3 of the Real Wine Show, and it is complete. Please clap.
Hey. Man, season 4 is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait.